Head towards closures this morning on the broadcast, and it's time to feature our women in the media series right here on Salam Media. And with absolute pleasure, this is someone that I've seen grow in the media, coming through as a nervous young girl. But Alhamdulillah, she has grown so much. An ex colleague of mine, I would like to say a blast from the past. Safeera Kaka, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jummah Mubarak to you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Uncle Inayat. It is so wonderful to be with you. And yes, the memories are just flooding in as we're thinking of all of our lovely broadcasts that we had together over the years. And I mean, it's always a surreal moment for me because I grew up listening to you on radio and now I'm joining you on an actual show. So Alhamdulillah for
Yes,
everything.
no, Alhamdulillah, in fact, it's just wonderful. And I think for me, it's just an absolute pleasure to be able to showcase you featuring on our Women in Media, Salam Media series. Now, Safira, as I mentioned, there's just so much history being an ex colleague, and that, as you mentioned, many, many memories. But my memories of you,
Alhamdulillah.
and obviously, this young, shy girl that once came to CII started off a bit nervous initially, but just watching you grow, over the years, Alhamdulillah, you've done so well for yourself.
Alhamdulillah. I'm still that nervous, shy, small town girl, in awe of everybody and everything around me. And Alhamdulillah, it's only through what Allah Ta'ala has given us. It's a talent that we use to serve the Ummah. And it's from Allah, really and truly. Every success is from Him, the du'as of my parents, and this is why I'm here right now today. And of course, all of you, yourself, Uncle Inayat, Uncle Ibrahim Bhai, Gangat, all our mentors, all of our friends over the years, we take their du'as, we take their advice, we take their criticism, and that has put us in the position that we're in today. Alhamdulillah.
Well, I don't think I've been very critical of you. I don't think I've been critical at all of you, Safira. But Safira, let's take a step back.
Gee.
Let's look at your interest, your involvement in the media. How did that come about?
I think I was born a talker. I did my very first speech contest when I was 6 years old. I spoke in front of my entire town. I actually have a certificate, and I always wanted to talk. It wasn't something for ego driven. It was something passion driven, and it was something that I always wanted to do. And not a lot of, I mean, you guys all know this about me that internally I'm a very very shy person. I'm a very private person, but give me a mic or give me a platform and I will talk about issues. I will talk very frankly. I will talk very honestly about issues that I feel strongly about, alhamdulillah. And yeah, it was always me, writing speeches, talking, being that girl that's always in the speech contest. And through, I think, again, the grace of Allah Ta'ala, I had the ability to study. I went to Grahamstown and I did a course in journalism. I came back, I continued to study. I took a break when I had my son, and then I came back to CII full time. And I never expected myself to be in Islamic media. I was always one of those people who thought that I'd go more into Western media. But I understand it's about service. And recently, I would say in the last 5 or 10 years, I've realized that philanthropy, giving back, being a part of community and community building, being at a very grassroots level and helping people is where my passion lies. And marrying these two areas of my life, which is media and being on media and being in media and having a platform and having a voice and using it to help others and empower others, is exactly where I'm supposed to be right now.
Yes, let's just talk about your passion and your strength as far as media is concerned. And we've seen you grow so much, and looking at obviously it's helped you to broaden your horizons as well, like it's done for all of us. There's a lot that we didn't know. I mean, I wouldn't 20 years ago, before I joined the media, there's a lot that's done for me personally in terms of my own personal growth and broaden my horizons. Just looking at your areas, look at some of the key areas of focus, your strengths, and what you actually bring to the listeners through your programs.
Sure, that's a hard question. I think it's a lot about relating to people and talking to them about issues that matter to them personally. And I think I do have that ability to understand that, there's a lot of social issues, there's a lot of things that people want to resonate with. And yes, there's a time and place for politics, and yes, there's a time and place for very stringent discussions in that particular field. But I've realized that, and I was just telling a friend this the other day, people want to have a platform where they have their stories, their ordinary stories heard. And I feel that I have given women over the years of my career this platform, and I've mentioned and I've tackled topics which have been somewhat taboo within our Muslim community. It's not easily spoken about. It's not things that people want to speak about, but I'm giving it a platform and I'm looking at it, trying to look at it from a very objective lens, where I'm looking at this perspective, that perspective, and giving the listeners the opportunity to give me their input on the topic as well. And I think therein lies a lot of strength, because once again, we have multiple platforms, alhamdulillah, but people want to be heard. It's not only platforms for extraordinary people, people in media, people who are at the very top of their careers. I want to give a platform to people who have, the lady who had to start a business at the age of 50 to support her family, or the lady at, after divorce with her children, went back to studying and she wanted to empower herself through that avenues, or somebody who's doing fantastic work in the field of politics or even business or entrepreneurship or even fashion and food. And those are the women that I want to feature and the stories that I want to share. And I think therein lies a lot of strength, because those are universal stories. Everybody resonates, as opposed to stories where only, a certain percentage of the population can resonate with. And that's the strength of my program. I'll be honest with you. I'm glad that I do have this type of a platform, and I give everybody a voice on the platform.
Well, and also, knowing you, Safira, your rapport with people and how you relate to people, because it's not only about, what comes on while you're on air, but it's a relationship, it's a bond that you actually create. And it's a bond that you cement with the people, with your listeners, with your viewers that you reach out to.
Absolutely. And a lot of that bond and that rapport is built through something that I find to be very important for me, and that's consistency. Everybody knows if they tune in on a Monday on my page, on my platform, this is what you can expect Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And for me, consistency in everything that I do, in everything that I say, in everything that I present has been very, very important in building this rapport with my audience.
Yes. And just personally, I mean, how would you describe, what this has done for you?
I'll be very honest with you, Uncle Inayat. I've had to be very real with myself. There's a point in our careers where you think that I'm amazing, and when you have that thought, you're not amazing. And there's a point in your career when you're questioning everything that you say and everything that you do, and you, after your show, sitting with your head in your hands and you wanting to burst into tears, and that's when you're doing absolutely amazing. So I keep myself in check in that particular way. It's never absorbing the moment and saying, wow, I did so well. It's like, how can I do better? How can I be better? What else can I do? How else can I improve? What other topic am I going to take on? And for me, that has been very, very important in being real, and also sharing and being real and being vulnerable on air, on my platforms as well. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, because we are not perfect people. I don't want to be idolized. I don't want people to say, I want to be her. I'm a very, very, very flawed individual, and I can learn and I can improve day to day. And I can learn so much from the people, as much as they teach me, the ladies that I interview or the people I interview, as much as they looking up to me, I'm looking up to them, and I'm internalizing what they're saying, and I'm learning from them constantly along the way as well.
Yes, Safira, just your thoughts, women in media, and you've got now a good number of years' experience behind you, and looking at the position of women in media, the value that women can actually bring, particularly when one is looking at Islamic media or alternative. Forms of media over and above or against what we see playing out in the mainstream.
My passion is women in media. I would not have been where I am today had it not been for the women that have encouraged me along the way as well. So anytime in any place, I open my doors for mentorship. And yes, it's I'm passionate about Islamic media. For me, Islamic media is a lot about giving back to our community. It's working hard. It's not about the money. It's not about the fame. It's not about the accolades. We don't even get accolades in Islamic media itself, but it's about being at a very grassroots level and service to humanity through our platforms. And, nowadays, Uncle Inayat, compared to back in the day, anybody can pick up a mic, anybody can pick up a phone becomes a mic, a phone becomes a camera, and you can say anything. So it's important, I think, about who we give our platforms to, because in that there's also danger. Everybody has a voice, anybody can say anything, anybody can talk about any topic, but mentorship is extremely important within our community. And I appeal to all women in Islamic media, especially all the veterans. They hate it when I say that word, the veterans. Take on this responsibility of honing the next generation, on honing their skills, advising them, teaching them. We will never be around forever. Allah Ta'ala will take us at some point, and the work we do will continue forever, inshallah, if we cement solid legacies. And nobody's our competition. You're not like, there's no person out there that's a competition. We all a family. We are all a family, and we work so hard. We all know the work that we do behind the scenes, especially for Islamic media. So I'm always open for allowing mentorship. Call me, message me. I'm terrible at WhatsApp, but reach out to me on social media, and I will help you. If there's a way I can provide you a spot on my show, I'll do it. And you don't have to be seasoned, you don't have to be perfect. You learn from somewhere. We were on our first show stuttering, and Uncle Fari was shouting us and being nervous and saying 2 million times. We still do that, but that's how we all start, inshallah. And really and truly, I want this generation to be involved, especially in Islamic media, inshallah.
Well, Safira, you were stuttering when I did my first show and I got home. I wish the ground would swallow me because I was told that I am useless.
Me
And
too.
well, that we've all been through that.
I had to
But
listen to my show again, and I wanted to cringe because you don't get used to hearing yourself, and I had to like take out every mistake from a little segment I did. It was awful, but good for us in the long run.
Well, Safira, I must say that our COO, Ponti Molasani, is actually watching you right now as well. So there's another blast from the past for you. So he is watching and he's smiling as he is listening to you. Safira, just looking at people that have inspired you over the period of time, people that you have been inspired by. And I'm sure that there are many. I know you mentioned people, obviously, your parents important. Their duas are always and family and close associates. But just looking at people that have inspired you over a period of time.
Sure, it's a emotional question. I would never have been where I am without my parents and my parents' du'as, and my father being somebody who broke so many stereotypes and allowing me to do journalism, allowing me to go away from home, encouraging me, supporting me. My mother, my grandmother. There's people in the field. Yourself, Uncle Inayat, Uncle Ibrahim Bhai Gangat. I keep saying that name, but definitely a mentor, father figure. Shamshir Ponti, I used to be so nervous. Ponti used to be encouraging me before my show. Again, my colleagues and staff at CI, Imran, the late Apashamila, played such a vital role in my career. Auntie Julie, it was, so surreal. The first time I had to share a show with her, it was amazing. Aparehana, I can't even mention everybody, but every single person that I have come across in the Islamic media circles has played such an incredible role. When I make dua for everybody. I take their names because they have made such an impact on me. And I promise you, I would not have been where I am today had it not been for the support and the encouragement and the du'as and the, just do it. You can do it, Saf. I remember Panti always saying, you can do it, Saf. So I am so grateful for all these people that I've met, alhamdulillah. And my family, my sisters, they still continue to inspire me. And I have a husband who's allowed me to just reach for the ceiling in terms of anything that I need to do within my career. He's incredibly supportive, alhamdulillah. So these are all the people that play a vital role in my life, and they inspire me till today.
Well, Safira, I was duas, I was you as well, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you a lot more and grant you the strength
Ameen.
to
Ameen.
continue and to
Ameen.
to actually reach even further heights. You've done,
Ameen.
alhamdulillah, you've
Ameen.
done exceptionally well. And that is the reason why we are so proud of you, Safira. You are like our very own, and we've been part and parcel of a family for many, many years, and we will still remain family. We could be
100%.
working at different media houses, but
Of course.
at the end of the day, we're all one. And as you mentioned, it's not about competing. Each one, I think, is unique. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala has given each one a specific skill, a unique skill to be able
Absolutely.
to come out and benefit the ummah. And I know
Absolutely.
you've been of massive benefit to your listeners,
Alhamdulillah.
to your audiences as well. And Allah keep it that way, inshallah. But for
Ameen.
now, we say Jazakallah to you, Safira, once again. And it's been an absolute honor. It's been a pleasure to showcase you in this Women in Media series right here on Salam Media.
It's been just such an honor and a pleasure. And I echo your sentiments. Your success is my success, and my success is your success. And hopefully, inshallah, we'll share a platform again. And assalamu alaikum to the entire team at Salam Media. I still owe you guys flake biscuits. I will drop it off soon, inshallah. But until we meet again, take care and assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Safira Kaka, presenter at Cii Radio, an ex-colleague of ours, and once again, an absolute pleasure featuring her on the Women in Media series right here on Salam Media, which brings us straight to the end of this morning's broadcast. Have yourself a wonderful Jummah, inshallah, and let us not forget Surah Kahf. Encourage for us to read on this day of Jum'ah, and also abundant durud on Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Next up is going to be Juz 9 by Sheikh Yasin Al Dosari. From myself in the team, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.